What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I know I am. It's a Monday. I got into the office a little early today. I'm getting a little ahead, and maybe I'll be able to take my dogs to the park a little earlier than normal. Hey, if you enjoy my videos, I hope that today will be the day. Earn your subscription. There's a red subscribe button down below. I upload 5 to 7 videos a day on this channel and 3 to 4 on my Midwestly channel. I know they won't all interest you, but I'm pretty sure at least one will. So I hope that I've earned it, and I hope that you'll subscribe today. Now, Twitch is going through a little bit of an adpocalypse fear. Twitch streamers are legitimately scared that a handful of streamers on their platform are going to end up costing many more a lot of money. And there's actually a lot of credence and a lot of legitimacy to that concern. YouTube has suffered here on YouTube. We've suffered under many different adpocalypses over the years, whether it was Kappa destroying channels, whether it was, Adpocalypse 1, Adpocalypse 2. Whenever advertisers get concerned, it's very easy for them to turn off the advertising to a certain platform. A lot of people don't know this, but my day job is I actually run an advertising agency and have for almost 15 years now. And I work with some very, very large companies that did turn off ads during the adpocalypse on YouTube and still have not turned them back on. They get scared. They don't want their ad to show on something that will be used against them. It's just, there's so much advertising space out there. It's very easy to move from one thing to the other. Although they'll shift money into Facebook. They'll advertise on Twitter. They'll do more paid search ads. Maybe they'll even do direct mail, or they'll do, whatever they want to do, they can shift to it. And the ASMR meta, just like the tub meta, now has streamers like Pokimane genuinely concerned, not just for their own wallets, but for the wallets of everyone else on the platform. And I think with good reason. Despite several major changes to Twitch to address concerns, the platform's tub meta remains a highly controversial subject. However, so many called tub streamers have now forsaken that content for new ASMR meta that has the platform divided again. And again, I've talked about this before. They abandoned the tub meta because it was never about the tubs. Like the gears. The gear wars were never really about the gears or whatever. It's not about the tub. It's about making something that is not inherently suggestive into something that is. That's where the money is. So you're going to see, bikini woodworking, and you're going to see all sorts of stuff like this until Twitch has a more clear terms of service. Now, I think that you get into a really weird gray area where somebody, let's say, wearing beachwear, that isn't inherently suggestive, but taking money for jumping up and down, or taking money for, writing your name on your body, something like this kind of stuff, I think you start to make the argument. But then really you're ending up with some Twitch mod having to make a judgment call, which I don't think is smart either, because you're going to have inconsistency like we see on YouTube all the time. There's oftentimes that I have to upload the same video multiple times, and one time they'll say the video's not good, and the next time they'll say it's fine. It's the exact same video. After only a few days, Twitch banned two of its biggest personalities, of course, Amaranth and IndieFox, for their participation in the quote new meta. I think meta is candy coating it. What it is they're exploiting young male viewers. After they were handed out bans on June 18th, many saw this as a victory against the types of content they argue did not belong on the platform. Others have a much darker outlook on the situation. Shannon Z Killer, although I remember her putting out this post about Dr. Disrespect that she quickly deleted and never backed up. Yeah. Wife of Powerhouse, Twitch streamer Chris Sacriel Ball, Powerhouse streamer, never even heard of him. And Twitch veteran and frequent platform commentator, issued a dire warning after hearing another streamer, Sweet Tales, speak out against the meta. The bottom line is, and will always be, is it hurting other streamers? And the answer is yes. Because if you think a brand exodus, aka Adpocalypse, isn't inevitable with the way this type of content is rapidly evolving, then you haven't been paying attention. It's coming. In her Twitter response, Shannon predicted a grim outcome for Twitch as a whole because of these controversial metas, a massive advertiser pullout, giggity, similar to the platform-altering Adpocalypse events that slammed YouTube creators with massive revenue losses. Shannon is not alone of her assessment of the Twitch ads trajectory. Ali Cypher PK Hassan, one of the platform's biggest personalities, again, I don't follow streamers, so maybe that's true, shared his own concerns about the metas and revealed that some companies have already changed their ad strategies, and not in a good word. Cypher's words today when Tim and the boys brought up the ASMR streams. He said, quote, "There are some companies out there that are hesitant right now on the Twitch side of things, which is not a good sign." He revealed, "We're thinking Adpocalypse 2.0, but on Twitch," he continued, echoing Shannon's thoughts on the situation. "I've literally had a company hesitate on their ad campaign because they're worried about the tub streams. Even though it has nothing to do with what I do, sometimes these companies just think big picture, do we want to be associated with this?" While Twitch stepped up their moderation on that category much sooner than many streamers anticipated, the platform's future advertising outlook seems bleak, something that has been a major concern for creators since the start of the tub meta. I mean, even if you look at, you see back here, Twitch streamer Melina explains why tub streams need to be stopped. This is somebody, wait a minute, isn't she in a tub there? When are you guys going to do something about this tub stuff? It's what the F is going on. Website is 13 plus. What happens when 13-year-old does this? Advertisers will pull out. Adpocalypse 2.0 website will get a whole different type of reputation, and everyone who is afflicted or affiliated with Twitch will suffer due to action not being taken before the consequences hit. And this is exactly what Pokimane said. Pokimane concerned for Twitch's future after Band-Aid fixes to the metagame. Again, the metagame is really about subverting, or it's about skirting existing rules and then going into something wholesome and making it something that it's not. And again, it's fine that this content exists. I just think the overwhelming popular, position is, or opinion is, that it doesn't belong on Twitch. It's tough because it's this type of content is all over YouTube, but on Twitch, people just don't want it there. People don't want to be associated with it. Twitch has already faced heavy criticism from its community over the platform's tub meta, but the debate has now been replaced by scrutiny over new, even more controversial trends sweeping the streaming service. Dubbed the ASMR or yoga pants meta, this new controversy emerged after several streamers switched from lounging around in tubs to holding ASMR performances in gym attire, something many fellow streamers call out as highly inappropriate stretch of the terms of service. The debate continued to pick up steam with streamers and viewers alike chiming in. The latest major player to share their thoughts on the meta is Pokimane, who voiced concerns for Twitch's future amidst mounting blowback from viewers and advertisers alike. Poki began by pointing to a previous conversation she held with fans during the tub meta, where she predicted that creators partaking in those streams would simply find another way to push the envelope if Twitch ever cracked down on that particular trend. Well, that is not exactly a galaxy brain take. These particular type of streamers, booba streamers, they've always done this. You know what I mean? Like, they've always tried to pass off what is clearly suggestive content as gaming and or gaming related. She added that the issue itself stems from Twitch's tools used to categorize that type of content, which is severely lacking. Disagree. The problem stems from an existing demand. When there's demand for something, there's always going to be somebody there to fill giggity that demand. And ultimately, that's exactly what is happening here. People like Indie Fox and Amaranth are not stupid. They know that the demand exists, and if they can find any way, even tangentially, to fill this demand for this type of content on a platform that isn't meant to provide this type of content, they're going to do so. So the only real fix to this is to provide more clear terms of service, and then to flat out start banning people for doing it. I mean, I think you need to give people time. You can't retroactively ban people. You can't go back and say, "Oh, Amaranth, you've had a history of doing this, so we're going to ban you." I don't think that that's fair. But I do think that they need to come out and say, like, look, it isn't always easy to define, but if we think that you're pushing the envelope, we're going to give you a warning, and then if you continue to do it, you're going to get a 30-day ban or something like that. That's going to be what you need to do to fix this. She goes on to say, you're creating an inevitable time bomb. She warned, referring to the platform's failure to properly address the situation from the get-go. You're going to have the same issue, she warned. She's right. And went on to criticize Twitch for simply slapping a Band-Aid on what many creators feel is a serious injury, instead of treating the root causes and extremely confusing terms of service and a lack of effective moderation. The second part is correct. The quote-unquote confusing moderation, or confusing terms of service, I actually disagree with that. I think the terms of service are extraordinarily easy to interpret, and that's exactly why these type of streamers keep finding loopholes around it, because they know what the terms of service is saying and they know what it's not saying. So it's very easy to take advantage of it. The creator also shared a concern that she felt many others have overlooked: the impact on the meta to established ASMR creators, who have been largely overshadowed by streamers jumping into the category to join in on the latest money-making trend. I feel really bad for legitimate ASMR artists, she shared, and pointed out that many of the creators likely feel quite jaded, which is hilariously different than what Amaranth says, who she says that the ASMR creators want them there, and they would overwhelmingly want her there, which I, of course, don't agree with either. For people to come into your category and get to the top by doing the splits with their stuff hanging out and gurgling into a mic, it sucks. It's unfortunate. Pokimane also drew stark comparisons to similar situations that have unfolded on YouTube, known as the Adpocalypses. And like others who have spoken out against Twitch's handling these metas, she believes the platform is well on its way to suffering an adpocalypse of its own. I really hope it doesn't get to that point, she worried, and warned that if similar events unfold on the streaming site, many top creators could be lumped into a category like MA and lose out on ad revenue, regardless of their participation in particular metas. I don't think that Twitch is going to have a quote-unquote adpocalypse like YouTube. YouTube's was very different. It was politically driven, and COPPA, of course. But I do think that and look, for Pokimane's part, she'll be fine, right? A lot of these huge streamers, like if Amaranth got demonetized, she'll be fine. But the people that will get hurt the most will be the small creators or the mid-level creators that really rely on that ad revenue, and it would be brutal for them. That's why I always push my subscribe star, for example. Like every month, it's maybe some months it's needed more than others, but the fact that it's there is extremely liberating, and a creator that has 10,000 subscribers doesn't get that. They don't have the audience to have that. And someone like Pokimane, who has freaking 100,000 paying subs on YouTube or on Twitch or whatever, she'll be fine. But ultimately, maybe an adpocalypse is coming, and it won't be anybody's fault but Twitch's by allowing this to continue and be pervasive over the past several years. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.